Making bread is fun. It makes your house smell amazing. Warm bread is a happy thing. You can do it. This guide will help you bake bread. It's easy to follow. Soon you'll be a bread-making expert. Before we start, let's gather our ingredients and tools. Baking is a fun and rewarding activity, but having everything you need at your fingertips makes the process smoother and more enjoyable. Imagine yourself as a master baker, ready to create something delicious from scratch. The first step is to ensure you have all the essentials laid out in front of you. This not only saves time but also helps you stay organized and focused on the task at hand. Don't worry, you don't need fancy equipment. We'll keep it simple. The beauty of baking bread is that it requires only a few basic tools and ingredients, most of which you probably already have in your kitchen. A simple setup can yield extraordinary results, and there's no need to invest in expensive gadgets. The key is to understand the role of each tool and ingredient and how they work together to create the perfect loaf. Flour. This is our bread's foundation. All-purpose flour works great. Flour is the backbone of any bread recipe, providing structure and texture. You can experiment with different types of flour, such as whole wheat or bread flour, to achieve various flavors and consistencies. Each type of flour has its unique properties, and understanding these can help you customize your bread to your liking. Yeast. These tiny helpers make our bread rise and become fluffy. Yeast is a living organism that ferments the sugars in the dough, producing carbon dioxide gas that makes the dough expand. There are different types of yeast, such as active dry yeast and instant yeast, each with its own characteristics. Learning how to handle yeast properly is crucial for achieving the perfect rise and texture in your bread. Sugar. A pinch of sugar feeds the yeast and makes them happy. Sugar not only adds a touch of sweetness to the bread but also acts as food for the yeast, helping it to grow and multiply. The amount of sugar you use can affect the flavor and browning of the crust, so feel free to adjust it according to your taste preferences. Salt. Salt adds flavor and controls the yeast's growth. Salt is an essential ingredient in bread making, as it enhances the flavor and strengthens the dough. It also helps to regulate the activity of the yeast, preventing it from growing too quickly. The right amount of salt can make a significant difference in the taste and texture of your bread. Warm water. This wakes up the yeast and helps them work their magic. The temperature of the water is crucial when working with yeast. Warm water, typically between 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 to 43 degrees Celsius, activates the yeast and kickstarts the fermentation process. Too hot, and you risk killing the yeast. Too cold, and the yeast won't activate properly. Using the right temperature ensures that your dough rises beautifully. Large bowl. This is where we'll mix our ingredients. A large mixing bowl provides ample space for combining all your ingredients and kneading the dough. It's important to have enough room to work the dough without making a mess. The bowl should be sturdy and preferably non-reactive, such as glass or stainless steel, to ensure the best results. Measuring cups and spoons. Accurate measurements are key to successful baking. Precision is crucial in baking, as even slight variations in ingredient quantities can affect the outcome. Using measuring cups and spoons ensures that you add the right amounts of each ingredient, leading to consistent and reliable results. It's a good practice to level off your measurements for accuracy. Wooden spoon, our trusty tool for mixing the dough. A wooden spoon is a versatile and durable tool that makes mixing the dough easier. It allows you to combine the ingredients thoroughly without overworking the dough. The wooden material is gentle on the dough and provides a comfortable grip, making the mixing process more enjoyable. Timer. Keeping track of time is essential in baking. A timer helps you monitor the various stages of bread making, from proofing to baking. It ensures that you don't overproof or underbake your bread, leading to the perfect loaf every time. Setting a timer allows you to focus on other tasks while your dough rises or bakes. Clean kitchen towel. Covering the dough while it rises is important. A clean kitchen towel keeps the dough moist and prevents it from drying out during the proofing process. It also protects the dough from any contaminants in the air. Using a towel is a simple yet effective way to ensure that your dough rises properly and develops a nice texture. Baking sheet. This is where the magic happens. A baking sheet provides a flat and even surface for baking your bread. It's important to use a quality baking sheet that distributes heat evenly, ensuring that your bread bakes uniformly. You can also line the baking sheet with parchment paper to prevent sticking and make cleanup easier. Cooling rack. Letting the bread cool properly is crucial. A cooling rack allows air to circulate around the bread, preventing it from becoming soggy. It also helps the bread to cool evenly, which is important for achieving the best texture and flavor. Allowing the bread to cool completely before slicing ensures that it retains its shape and doesn't become gummy. Bread knife. A good bread knife makes slicing easier. A serrated bread knife cuts through the crust without crushing the soft interior. It's an essential tool for serving your freshly baked bread in neat and even slices. Using a proper bread knife ensures that you can enjoy your bread at its best, with perfect slices every time. Now that we have everything we need, we're ready to start baking. With all our ingredients and tools gathered, we can embark on this baking adventure with confidence. Remember, baking is as much about the journey as it is about the destination. Enjoy the process, have fun, and don't be afraid to experiment. Happy baking! Now, let's make our dough. This is the foundation of our delicious bread, and it all starts with gathering the right ingredients. This is where the real fun starts. Baking is not just about the end product, but also about the joy of the process. In your large bowl, mix the flour, yeast, sugar, and salt. These dry ingredients are the backbone of your dough. The flour provides structure, the yeast helps it rise, the sugar feeds the yeast, and the salt adds flavor. Slowly add the warm water to the dry ingredients, mixing with a wooden spoon. The warm water activates the yeast, starting the fermentation process. Make sure the water is not too hot, as it can kill the yeast, and not too cold, as it won't activate the yeast properly. Once combined, sprinkle some flour on a clean surface and turn out the dough. This step is crucial as it prevents the dough from sticking to the surface and makes it easier to knead. Knead the dough for about 5 to 7 minutes. Kneading develops the gluten in the flour, which gives the bread its structure and chewiness. It's a bit of a workout, but it's worth it. Push, fold, and turn the dough until it becomes smooth and elastic. You'll know it's ready when it bounces back when you poke it gently. This means the gluten has developed properly, and your dough is ready for the next step. Our dough has worked hard, now it's time for a nap. This is called proofing. Lightly grease your bowl with oil and place the dough inside. Cover the bowl with a clean kitchen towel and let it rest in a warm place for about an hour. The dough should double in size. Section 5. Shaping your bread dream. Now that our dough has risen, let's shape it into a beautiful loaf. First, punch down the dough gently to release air bubbles. Then, shape the dough into a loaf and place it in a greased loaf pan. Finally, cover the loaf loosely with a kitchen towel and let it rise for another 30 minutes. Section 6. The oven's warm embrace. It's baking time. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Once the oven is preheated, place the loaf pan in the center of the oven. Bake for about 30 to 35 minutes, or until the bread is golden brown and sounds hollow when tapped on the bottom. Section 7. The sweet smell of success, cooling and enjoying. Congratulations, you baked bread. The journey from mixing ingredients to kneading the dough and finally baking it to perfection has culminated in this moment. Your kitchen is now filled with the delightful aroma of freshly baked bread, a scent that promises warmth and comfort. Let's cool it down before we dig in. Cooling the bread is a crucial step that ensures the texture and flavor are just right. If you cut into it too soon, the bread might be gummy and not fully set. Patience is key here. Remove the loaf from the oven and let it cool in the pan for a few minutes. This initial cooling period allows the bread to firm up slightly, making it easier to handle. The residual heat in the pan continues to cook the bread gently, ensuring a perfect crumb structure. Then transfer the loaf to a wire rack to cool completely. The wire rack allows air to circulate around the bread, preventing moisture from building up on the bottom. This step is essential for achieving a crust that is crisp and a crumb that is tender. This prevents the bottom from becoming soggy. A soggy bottom can ruin the texture of your bread, making it less enjoyable to eat. By allowing the bread to cool properly, you ensure that every slice is as delicious as the first. Now, slice into your warm, homemade bread and enjoy. The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. As you cut through the crust, listen to the satisfying crackle. The inside should be soft and airy, perfect for spreading with butter or your favorite jam. Take a bite and savor the fruits of your labor. Each slice is a testament to your baking skills and the love you've put into making this bread. Enjoy it fresh, share it with loved ones, or use it to make the best sandwiches you've ever had. The possibilities are endless, and the satisfaction is immense. Section 8. Troubleshooting for bread champions. Even experienced bakers make mistakes. Here are some common issues and how to fix them. Bread is too dense? Make sure your yeast is active. Proof the dough in a warm place. Bread is dry? Don't overbake. Check for doneness earlier. Bread didn't rise enough? Use warm water, not hot, to activate the yeast. Section 9. The joy of homemade bread. Baking bread is more than following a recipe. It's about creating something delicious with your own hands. The smell of baking bread, the feel of the dough, the taste of a warm slice, it's pure joy. So, put on your apron, gather your ingredients, and experience the magic of homemade bread. You won't regret it.